So we obviously now have a huge opportunity to look ahead and think about what do we want to be different in a whole new year and what changes might we want to make. So many of you may already be thinking about those New Year's resolutions. And in this video today, I want to talk about why making New Year's resolutions is actually a complete waste of time and what to focus on instead. I've also got a really special resource that I'm going to be sharing. So make sure you stay tuned to the end to make sure that you can take advantage of that. It's going to be really, really helpful for you to get clarity and confidence moving forwards in this year. So why on earth would I say, especially as a career and business coach, that setting New Year's resolutions is a waste of time? Well, some really interesting research actually shows that 92% of people in the world don't actually follow through on the New Year's goals that they set. That is kind of incredible. I mean, I'm not strongest at maths, but that's only 8% of people that actually take action and implement the goals that they said they wanted to. So that already tells me that there's a few issues and concerns with how we're approaching New Year's resolutions from the get-go. There's clearly a disconnect because the vast majority of people are sensible, hardworking, ambitious, and they want things to be better and improved in their lives. And yet, they're not taking the action to make those things happen. So why would that be? And it got me thinking about the actual word in itself and the concept of a resolution. So when we think about the word resolution, it's that idea of committing something. It's the idea of resolving to do something different. And what often happens is that we tend to lean towards writing down all of the lists of things we feel we should be doing and that we will resolve to do differently in the year ahead. And if you're anything like me, that tends to be a big to-do list of things that kind of feel a bit of a chore. So we might find on our list that we've got, I really should be doing more charity work. I should be exercising more and more frequently. I should be cutting out the chocolate and the treats and the alcohol. I should be more fearless or taking risks in my business more often, or I should be speaking up more at work, and all the things that feel sensible and reasonable, and we write them down on paper dutifully, but in our heart of hearts know, probably not really going to see those through. There's something that's not quite in alignment with us between that resolution. And the word resolution itself, as I said, feels like a bit of a chore. It's a bit of a should. It's like we're putting some sort of demand on ourselves. And if you think back to when you were younger, even as a little child, if someone had a demand of you or someone gave you a chore to do, how excited did you feel about doing it? How inspired did you feel towards taking action and making it happen? Now, maybe there were implications or consequences if you didn't, but they were probably more in the sense of punishment or discipline. And so the better option was to just do the thing, as opposed to really seeing the benefits of following through and wholeheartedly and gladly doing that particular chore or task. So I want to flip the word resolution on its head entirely. I want you to completely scrap the idea of a New Year's resolution, because that brings up all kinds of unconscious barriers for us and then triggers we might not even be aware of. And what it's bringing up is most likely resistance, a sense that it feels like hard work, maybe a feeling of overwhelm or feeling quite daunted about taking that first step. And what it means is we're actually not setting ourselves up for success from the get-go. We're not giving ourselves a great chance of actually being successful with the things that we're saying we supposedly want. So this is all about a mindset shift and reframing. And I'd like you to banish the word resolution, and instead I'd like you to start thinking about your New Year's revolutions. Do you see what I did there? So the word revolution, for me at least, is so much more inspiring. It's so much more empowering. It feels courageous, bold, fearless, different. It's about positive changes. It's about doing things in a whole new way because it feels right and it feels aligned. And yeah, it is going to shake things up a little bit, but shake things up for the better. Like we're improving something or doing something in a different way because we know it's going to actually achieve a different result that is going to have a positive impact in our lives and in our work. So if you start thinking about your New Year's resolutions and how you want to revolutionize your well-being, your lifestyle, your family time, your career, your business, how much more exciting and inspiring does that feel to you? Because ultimately, what we always very often forget, and I meet so many clients who forget this, goals should not be chores. Goals should not be demands. Goals should be something you desire, something you really, truly want. And if you have been carrying around on your to-do list or in your mental headspace the same damn goals for weeks, months, or even years, and you still haven't achieved them, then there's a very strong reason you never actually bought into them in the first place. Goals need to be something that we connect to, something that we desire, something that we feel aligned to, and something that we purposefully can see will improve our lives. So a revolution, what would that look like to you? Now, another way to get clarity and confidence for the year ahead in the simplest way possible and in a way that's actually going to attract the opportunities that you want the most is to set an intention, a positive intention for ultimately what you want to call in. Now, the way that I do this is it's just 3 simple words. Now, why this is so powerful is because, firstly, our minds are incredibly powerful. And 80% of our results, 80% of our success is down to our mindset alone. It's down to the thoughts that we have towards what we're doing and the thoughts that we have towards ourselves as we do those things. So everything starts with the thoughts that we think. Our thoughts shape our actions, and our actions shape the reality that we create for ourselves, the success that we create for ourselves, the income, the impact, the influence that we create for ourselves all begins with our thoughts. So if you set a positive, inspiring intention as your overall New Year's revolution and your overall New Year's mantra for the year ahead, then you are essentially programming your brain to focus on the things that you want and the things that you desire to attract, as opposed to the things that you're resolving to do more of because you think you should, which ultimately is just not fun at all. So as I said, I choose 3 words when I set an intention, and I do this every single year, and it makes such a difference because it really is influencing how I then show up, how I make decisions, how I approach things, how I follow through on things, because that is forefront of my mind. And a client recently said to me that her words for this year were to be bold and be brave. And that inspired her decision to join my Influence with Impact Mastermind, because she was a little bit nervous about making such a big step for herself and taking that leap of faith, as we always are when we're investing time and money in up-leveling ourselves. It's always going to feel a little bit scary. And it was that mantra, it was that echo in her mind that she had on repeat that said, well, if I was choosing to be bold and be brave, what would I do? And that inspired her course of action. And we've just had a phenomenal 6 months together in the mastermind program. And this is exactly how it can work. So whenever you're thinking about making a decision, or you're not sure about which way to move forwards in something, or you have an opportunity and you don't know whether to say yes or no, then having a really clear intention is going to keep you focused. It's going to make sure that you are staying on track to the things that you know are going to benefit you the most and ultimately serve you the most. So these words are things that you want to have more of, things that you want to attract into your life, into your work, into your business, into your career, overall. So ideally, these are things that you either don't feel you have today, but you want, or you have to some extent, but you either want more consistently or you want more of. So for me, my words this year are ease. And ease is really important for me because I am having a baby in a few months' time. It's my first. I really have no idea what to expect. And I think there's only so much you can prep and plan for having a baby. So despite being someone who's very structured and strategic and a big planner, I have to let go of the fact that I cannot guarantee everything. I cannot predict everything, and I cannot plan for every eventuality because there's going to be a huge amount of unknowns, and that's going to be part of the joyful experience of becoming a first-time mum. So ease is something that I want to call in 2018 because it's something I recognize is really going to serve me well. I'm going to need to let go of things. I'm going to need to surrender at certain moments. And I, above all, want the experience of becoming a mum whilst running a business and having a multi-passionate portfolio career to be of ease. I want ease and grace and flow. And for me, the word ease just really sums all of that up. It helps remind me to keep things simple and not overthink and not overwork and not overanalyze things, and therefore prevent me from being overwhelmed. So ease is my first word that I'm calling in to 2018. That is what I attract. I'm desiring to attract and to have more of, and I know it's going to benefit me to have that mindset. The second word for me is joy. So when I think about the year just gone, 2017, it's been a phenomenal year. I've hit some incredible goals, income-wise, influence-wise, impact-wise, in my personal life and in my professional life. I've just had my best income year ever in my business. I launched a group mastermind program for the first time, which I'm now rerunning in the new year, starting in January, because it was so successful and such a rewarding and special experience. And I hit a number of other goals with regards to my family life and my personal life as well. And so it was really a year of wonderful achievement. What I recognize is that I want more of in 2018 is just simple pleasures and joy. I'm someone who loves my work, so I easily can get addicted to it and spend a lot of time on it. And I don't really see an issue with that because it's my passion. But I do have an issue with not feeling that I'm getting enough fun or enough joy in my life. And that's going to be even more important when I welcome a whole new human being into the world and create a space and a home and a nurturing experience for them as well. So joy is something that I want to attract more of. I want to have more fun in what I'm doing. And when I'm really experiencing joy, I'm fully present as well. I'm not thinking about what happened yesterday. I'm not thinking about what I need to do for the next week. I'm just 100% focused and enjoying the present moment with whoever I'm spending that time with and whatever I'm doing at that moment. So joy is going to keep me grounded. It's going to keep me centered. And it's going to keep me enjoying the fruits of my labor in every sense of the word in the year ahead. So ease and joy. And then the other word is courage. I love the word courage. Courage or being bold or being brave are words that I feel very strongly attracted to. And in one shape or form, they always come up in my intentions because I think you can always be a bit more courageous. We can always push boundaries. I don't want ever to feel that I've hit a certain point where I don't need to up level or grow anymore, or there's nothing left for me to learn. That would be the worst possible case scenario for me. And reminding myself to be courageous and to have courage and attract courage into my life, I know will always encourage me to take that extra step, whether that's showing up more consistently or more visibly, whether it's doing new things in my work and in my business for the first time, whether it's smashing mental barriers that I've previously had, whether it's saying yes to opportunities that feel pretty exciting whilst also terrifying. I know that that's also going to guide me really, really strongly in 2018. So ease, joy, and courage are my three words. They're my intentions for the year ahead. They are going to be front of mind, and I'm going to have them visually in my office space, in my journaling. These are the things that I'm going to call in and manifest because I know that when I do, they're going to really help me achieve my best ever year. So it's as simple as that. Ask yourself, what do I want to attract more of in my life in the year ahead? What words feel good? And often these will just come intuitively. If they don't, then just don't try and force it. Just allow yourself to create some space for these words to flow in, and they will. The ones that keep bubbling up to the surface that perhaps you're thinking, no, it can't be that. Allow yourself to pay some focus and attention to them because it may be the very things you need exactly. There's no right or wrong with these words. As I said, it's what you desire to attract more of. It's what you want to call in that you know is going to support you towards your goals, regardless of what they're